Gaurav Bissa from LKP Securities is now joining us. Gaurav, good afternoon. What do you make of the expiry yesterday? How are things looking in the month of April now?
Good afternoon. Things are pretty fine. We have seen a good amount of traction coming in, not just in the in Nifty index, but a lot of sectors that have seen a good amount of participation. I am expecting some more upsides, but I don't expect the kind of move that we've seen in the March series to be translated in April series as well. But yes, 200 points and then 200 points from here, that cannot be ruled out.
200 points from here on the Nifty. You expect in the near term or before that there can be a correction as well?
It depends on what one terms as a correction. If going towards 7650, 7620, if that is a correction, then yes, that is quite possible. But for me, if Nifty has moved up 1,000 odd points, I would not be too much of complaining about a 100-point cut coming from the current level. So overall, the trend remains up. The positions are not on the short side, and I would like to be on the same tide as well. I would not like to go against the direction, against the tide. There will be time when we can go short, but for the time being, I think one can think of taking stock-specific long opportunities rather than trying to find spots where we can aggressively sell positions. I think that will not be the right approach.
Right. As far as the point that you made, you would not like to go short right now. You're talking that about Nifty, probably in 100, 150 points from here on, you would look to short the market?
Yes, 7550, I mean, that is the level from where we have seen good amount of breakout, some more longs from those levels. So if you want to have a downside targets, let's say of 7,300, if you want to talk of those levels, then I think 7,550 would remain a key. Selling at these levels, I think people who have sold today also, they would have seen the stop loss getting triggered. So intraday shorts are also getting triggered, the stop loss are getting triggered, whether it's a 1 or 2 day short trade, even that is not working out. Right now, the environment is such that you have participation from one sector or the other. Sometimes it is the banking space, sometimes it's the metal space. So there is a good amount of accumulation, good amount of long positions getting built, and that is the reason I'm saying it would not be wise to go against the current. Let us wait for the proper levels rather than trying to spot the shorting opportunities.
Right. Gaurav, just stay on with us, about a minute remaining for closing. 22 points down for the market. That's Nifty, Sensex down 57, but intraday recovery coming in. Tata Steel on your screen down 0.7, Tata Motors down 1.75, but Tata Motors has had a fantastic run of late. Tata Power up 1%, NTPC up 1%, Coal India down 1.7%, HDFC Limited up about 1%. Bharti Airtel was among the top losers, down 4%, Z down 1%, Yes Bank down 1.2%, Reliance down about 1%. Infosys down 1%, Aurobindo Pharma today got included in the Nifty, down 2.5%, so not a good debut in the Nifty 50 stocks. M&M down about 1.3%. Tech Mahindra down 2.7%, Lupin down about 1%, Power Grid down 0.6%. Tata Power 0.6% down, 286. Adani Ports down 2%, L&T up about 1.6%. Bharti Infratel 1.1% higher, 386. Sun Pharma flat with a negative bias. Kotak Mahindra Bank as flat as it could get. Ambuja Cement up 1.4%, 236. HDFC Bank down about 0.5%. Cipla up 0.25%, Wipro down about 0.25%, GAIL down about 2.6%, BPCL down close to 2%. IndusInd Bank 0.8% on the lower side, Asian Paints absolutely flat, Maruti really no major change coming in, ACC up about 2%. That's the closing bell. Hero MotoCorp on your screen is up 0.08, Dr. Reddy's down about 1%, Nifty is down 25 points, but it's the provisional number. I think it'll get adjusted on the higher side. Eicher Motors 0.2% higher. It's also got included in the Nifty today. Bosch down 4%. That's a part of the Nifty. Grasim flat. ICICI up 0.4. SBI up about 0.5%. BHEL 1.8% higher. Axis Bank up 1.2. Bank of Baroda in the end spiked. In fact, most of the PSU bank spiked today. ONGC down about 2%. Tata Motors down about 1.6. Hindalco down 1.8. Tata Steel down about 1%. Idea Cellular 2.6% lower, Tata Power up about 1%, Bharti Airtel, as we told you, down about 4.5%. Let's look at the Nifty gainers and losers. Gainers on your screen, Bank of Baroda up about 4%, 153, 154. ITC up 2.3, 336. ACC up about 2.5, 1,414 for ACC. BHEL 116. The high of the day was 120 odd percent. We were talking to Gaurav Bissa. He's still with us. Gaurav, any view on BHEL? We have a positive call coming in today from Deutsche Bank, but it is quite significantly off the day's high.
Well, yes, you would find some amount of resistance at 120 levels because 120-125 zone is the zone from where we saw a decent amount of short positions last time around. So there's a possibility we'll see some more resistance around those levels. But overall, it looks lucrative. If it's holding on to 114, 112 level, then I think one can expect 125 kind of targets. One can have a stop loss at 110, 109 and go long.
Right, but you said that 120 is difficult, so shouldn't we wait for that or it's fine?
Well, there are two ways to look at it. Whether you want to miss out the opportunities right here at 7,700 Nifty, would you want to wait for another 5-7% in the stock, in which case you expect Nifty to move another 60-70 points, and then you want to go long at those positions? It's a call that one has to take. But if the stock is coming on 112, 114, as I said, that zone is the support zone. So if stock is coming either the support zone, it makes a good case to go long. And if it crosses the crucial resistance levels, then it becomes a buy. So since it is a lower level and it's near the support level, I think it garners a buy.
Right. As far as Bank of Baroda is concerned, a good move coming in today, a good closing on the technical levels as well.
Well, yes, not only Bank of Baroda, but all the PSU banks have seen good amount of move. They are the crucial levels, and some of them have given clear-cut breakouts. Good amount of longs we've seen getting built today. So it's a pretty nice thing. If Bank Nifty has to go towards 16,500, then I think the push will come from PSU banks. Private sectors may take a back seat at least for a couple of days.
Right. As far as Union Bank is concerned, any view over there? That was among the top gainers.
Well, yes, the positions certainly were on the long side. It's been actually trading in a very narrow range, Union Bank. It seems to be come out of that range, and that has actually resulted in some amount of spike that we saw today. At these levels, I probably would not be too much of gung-ho that one can again go long at these levels. But yes, if somebody wants to buy Union Bank only, then probably at dips around 132, 133, that will be the decent levels. At these levels, I think risk reward is not favorable. It's just about 140, 142 is the resistance area, and it might get stuck at those levels. I would not say short the stock, but doesn't make a sense to go long at these prices.
IT was slightly weak today. You think it's just a run-up to the results in the next 10-15 days?
Well, IT has been having a mixed bag reaction. When a sector has one large name doing good and the other large name not doing so well, so it always creates some amount of confusion, and that is what is happening in IT sector as well. Infosys 1200 is a crucial level. If 1200 is sustained on Infosys, then we may see 5-7% jump coming in Infosys. TCS has a very strong resistance on near 2500, so it's a sell on rise for me. The name like Infosys becomes a good buy at the levels of 1205, 1210. I think that makes a good sense to go long into the stock. But overall, it's going to be mixed bag only. Some of the names will be doing better. Some of the names would be short contenders. But overall, I would not say a sector would be moving in one direction or not, because as I said, there's a mix of long as well as short.
You think that ahead of results, not that great idea to take any positions into these large cap names because they can move like 5-10% after the result?
Well, why not? One, you should play with the levels, and then it becomes a little bit favorable if you have a view in the mind ahead of the results, and if the stock is at the very lucrative levels, then I think it makes all the more case to go long in the stock. You can play with the options. That has a tremendous effect it can have on a portfolio as well. So I think that can be a good bet to go long. But until unless you don't see proper levels coming in, I don't think it makes any sense to go long or short just because we have some view about the results or some view about the fundamentals of the company. One should also wait for the proper levels.
Right. What would you make of the new entrants in the Nifty today? Let's start with Eicher Motors, then we can go to the other names.
Eicher Motor as such, it's been in the uptrend only. There was some minor correction that we saw today, but I don't think it's either a good long or a good short. It's seen good amount of move already, but difficult to say whether one should go long at these levels. It's not exactly on my radar because it's not been doing that much. We were short at a little bit higher levels. We probably booked out early, but we are waiting for the proper levels. At these specific points, I don't think it should be the border. It should be short.
Right. As far as Aurobindo Pharma is concerned, Gaurav, Aurobindo Pharma.
5760 zone. So I would not be taking long. Rather, I would try to play with put options.
Gaurav, I think I just missed that conversation. Can you just tell your view on Aurobindo Pharma?
Well, Aurobindo Pharma, as I said, it has a strong resistance at 750, 760 zone. So rather than going long on the stock, I would probably play with out of the put options. I think that would make sense. Pharma space, it will be very stock specific. Aurobindo Pharma, since it's near the resistance zone, I 720 strike put option or probably 740 or even 700 put option. That would be actually a good strategy to go ahead with in the next 2 days.
Right. Just a word on Bharti Infratel as well. I think we have some audio issue with that link. We'll just try and get it back. But Bharti Infratel is also a new entrant. Gaurav, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Always a pleasure.